my gosh. I'm so excited about today's guest. It's one of the coolest guests we've ever had, and a surprise to everyone. And I'm pretty sure dozens of students, maybe more, are going to want to watch this episode. And guys, what do you think, crew? I'm so excited that maybe should I just tell them? Should I tell them? Okay, today on the show we have... Yes, we're back. We have an awesome guest, Adam Ball. Yay! Who every time we talk, I'm like, oh my gosh, you do that? You're cool.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, you do that? You're really cool. So, which makes my coolness drop every time.
Are you kidding me? Every time we have a conversation, I feel the same way.
We always have awesomeness.
Yeah. There's always things to talk
The
about.
room of awesomeness.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, the little thing that says stop recording, but don't hit that one.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Our crew, I will say, crew shot. Quick, crew shot.
What's that?
Our crew is absolutely amazing and have set up everything. So that's really cool. I don't know what we're doing now. Now I'm talking about how good the crew is, and then we're randomly showing
Just
things.
going off book now.
Just totally off book. Yes.
Yep.
All right.
That's us.
It is. All right. So let's see. You're a teacher in the building, and you teach. What is your overall title? Because you teach those different name classes.
Yes, so I guess I'm the technology teacher technically.
Gotcha.
Which gets a little confusing when you deal with like all kids coming to me for Chromebook issues. And it's like, I don't fix the Chromebooks. I teach how to use them.
I only break them occasionally.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I teach a couple of different classes. So I have the 6th grade class, which is STEM exploration, which is where you see the roller coasters and stuff like that.
Yes,
That's the big one.
Which is so cool.
And that's the quarter-long class.
Do you have the 7th graders go, are we making the roller coasters again?
A little bit. I preface it.
You let them know, right?
You front load it. You tell them that, you're not making roller coasters, but there are other projects.
But this is what you're doing, right?
So I show them, and I'm like, okay, we're going to make this small. The 7th grade class is cool because it's a bunch of smaller projects.
Right.
Back to back. And that's 3D design and modeling. Which is really a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds
because
amazing.
it's so engaging.
I'm gonna take it.
But then also we have the app and games class, which is awesome for kids who want to learn to code and make video games and stuff like that. Because especially the kids that really put the work in, man, it's like you come out of that and there is a full functioning video game at the end of the semester that they can just put on an extra tab when they're, and
play their own game. And it's probably, we were talking about retro games, and it's probably similar to the games that I actually grew up with, the ones they made.
They can absolutely make, one of the biggest ones they make is Space Invaders.
Absolutely.
We had a good asteroids one last year, which was really cool.
Yes.
Actually, we had to figure out all the physics for it and stuff. Which
Because there's a lot of inertia involved, and then when they explode, they're all doing
and then the smaller pieces came and stuff. It was really cool,
And how much smaller they are? Yeah, I can only imagine.
So it was a few hundred lines of code for sure.
Yeah.
For a 7th grader, that's a lot of work. So
it's a lot of work. For me, it would be a lot of work. There's no question. And now I want to take.
And then 8th grade is the super awesome class of robotics, where we build different mechanisms and stuff like that. Like they'll build elevators and robots that move around and all kinds of cool things. And that's been one of my favorite classes to teach. Yeah. And
to see where they came from 6th grade too. That's awesome. We actually, and it seems like you'd never use this stuff. You're like, how am I going to use that? We actually had a working elevator in a play I did in college.
Yeah.
Orpheus in the Underworld. And when he came from the underworld, it was on an elevator.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
You had to know how it worked and stuff. And if something broke, you had to fix it or whatever.
So, And in the theater, we're always like, well, now we got to create what this time?
Exactly.
How are we even? Yeah. I love that. How are we even going to do this? And then you start learning something. Because
you learn a whole new skill of painting or machinery or whatever it is.
Exactly.
Or welding even. I've had people.
See, I've always wanted to weld. Then is it Dr. Sindel might be a welder. Like
I'm
she can weld. I think she can.
She's a talented person, that's for sure.
That is crazy. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. All right. So, and how long have you been here now?
This is my 2nd year at Rockwood. It's my 11th year teaching.
Oh, no. And where were you before?
I was at a school called Bayless, which is down closer to the city, but still in the county. It's in the Afton area.
I know of that school. I know some teachers that were teaching there. Let's see. I love your first story that you listed on here was about just that joy of the aha moment. The student gets in their eyes when they.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When you're sitting there talking to a student about a project that they're working on, like one of the projects that they have to do in robotics is they have to build a toy for my son. And my son actually comes in and judges the toys
that is
for
so
them.
cool.
And so like they're always asking about like what his favorite thing is. So I'm like, okay, right now he likes Paw Patrol, and then now it's like he likes Power Rangers. And so they're trying to figure out like, okay, how can we incorporate those things into what we've learned in class? And once they're able to like take the chain drive and like a big long like lead screw that like rotates around like on a long screw. Once they're able to like connect those two things together to get it functioning, it's like, and you see them go, oh, that's how they work together.
Right.
That's always just like the best moment of like watching that eye light up of like, oh, we could do this. And it's like, yes, you could totally do that. Go do that thing. It's awesome.
That is cool. And that just opens their mind because now they're going to see the whole world differently. I could do, well, how could I? That is, I had an 8th grade student that was like student director or something, and I got done saying the same thing I'd said for 3 years about the basics of acting, and she went, oh, I just got it. Everything you've told me for 3 years, it makes sense. So, which is like, so basically for 2 years, she had no idea what I was saying. But she got it now.
She faked it until she made it.
Exactly. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to, are we over time, guys? Are we doing all right?
I would say,
all right.
I would say go just,
I want to hit some of these quick things. You're, two dreams. You love to fix computers and old video games and stuff, which I think is awesome. And you're going back to basically from what we talked about right after the video game crash.
Right after the crash.
83.
Yeah, so 85 onward, basically Nintendo onward.
When Nintendo came in.
So, I grew up with a Nintendo and a Sega Genesis. That was the big thing. So, I'm a 90s kid at heart. So,
yeah, absolutely.
The Sega was huge. Genesis does what Nintendo don't or whatever. It was always fun.
Right. Whoever had one, they liked it way better than the other.
And nowadays it's that more of the aspect of taking that old thing and making it work again and making it clean. And those old systems would get yellow and nasty and stuff. And I've learned to like take techniques of like, it's called retro brighting, where you take like weird hair products and like get the yellow
combination
off
of chemicals.
It's crazy, man. The stuff that I've learned to do over that, and like just even like small electronics repairs and soldering and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like I never thought when I was in middle school or high school like that would be like an interesting time. Like I played sports and I
did too,
and then and I played video games, but now it's like, oh, I love fixing stuff. So
absolutely, that is so cool. Got it. Thank you. We might have to hit another one more of this on another episode.
Totally sounds good.
Going on and on.
Absolutely.
I mentioned to you the ColecoVision. ColecoVision Atom are yellow. All of them now. That's the thing that's going.
Super yellow. Yeah.
So I know that. Yeah. Oh right. Oh, by the way, this was the scoop on Mr. Ball. But now we're going on. Time for him to spill. Tell us some stuff. So Mr. Ball was nice enough to provide us with some photos, and he's gonna tell us all about them. Ta-da!
All right.
Gosh, who could that be?
I wonder if that's my family.
It seems to be. What
shocking.
A beautiful family.
Yes. So a beautifully, very photogenic family in this one. This was our first attempt at a family photo of all 5 of us. My newest daughter, is only 2 months old. Her name's Chloe, which is why I was gone for a little while last semester, if people was wondering.
Right.
And so we have 3 kids. My wife, Samantha, and I have David, Everly, and Chloe. And we were attempting on Thanksgiving to take a family photo after everyone had eaten and run around with cousins and all that kind of stuff. And oh man, just trying to fight this photo at the end of the day was brutal. It was a totally brutal situation. And
we have captured everybody.
We have captured everyone, and we have not attempted a photo since then. We didn't even try one on Christmas. It was just too much.
We'll just do one at a time.
It's fine. We'll figure it out later.
I bet you're good at Photoshop. You can piece it together later.
That's one of those other things I've picked up over here is the ability to do that.
Absolutely. Very cool. All right, let's see this next one. That is awesome. By the way. Oh my God. All right, what we got here?
So this is our favorite vacation place to go is the beach. We go to a place called Seaside in Florida. It's on a highway called 30A.
Okay.
It's like where they filmed The Truman Show, actually.
Oh, okay. All right. I can see that.
And so we love going there. And this is me, my dad, and my son. And if you see any man in St. Louis with the last name Ball, we probably all look incredibly similar. So the entire family from my grandfather down is all incredibly built the same face, same ears, same everything. So it's just like, we're all mini-me's of each other. And
right.
but
right.
you know, I'm really grateful for this photo because I actually never got to meet my grandpa.
Right.
So I'm really, really lucky that my dad is still around to be here for for his grandchildren. And
absolutely.
Stuff. And I'm really grateful for that because you know he's had more time with you know than his dad did with his family. And I'm
exactly. I've got the same situation.
I got a little sentimental when I sent this one. I was like, oh man, that's really nice. You know, it was like I never.
That's what I was hoping it was actually.
Yeah, it is really sentimental. Yeah, fantastic. So it's nice because I'm really, really.
3 generations.
Yeah, 3 generations, and you know, as long as my dad stays healthy and happy, hopefully, you know, maybe.
And you've already given your son something that you never had.
Absolutely, exactly.
That's always the best thing.
So going to Grandpa's house and saying Grandpa, you know,
absolutely.
I never even said Grandpa Ball. You know,
right.
Up, you know,
right. Very cool. Very cool. All right, one more. Thanks for sharing that one. That's really awesome.
Yeah. So here's this cool kid.
yeah.
I think this is probably 6th grade, Mr. Ball. I'm assuming maybe 5th grade, somewhere in there, somewhere in that range. Yeah. So this is that cool kid learning to board slide in his driveway on a rail that my dad built for me. Yeah, which is really cool.
Oh, awesome.
So we used to one of my best friends down the street, Jason, and I would, you know, I knew it was 30 seconds to ride my bike down to his house and time it out and have the skateboard on my back, and we'd just be hanging out in the driveway trying to do whatever we could, pretend to be Tony Hawk, and
go
from there.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was a large part of my childhood too, was that awesome. Outside time of sports and things like that. Now this is a different side. Normally I show things like football or lacrosse or those sports that I played, but there's this other aspect of my life that's outside of those like team sports that was like me trying to be active and me trying to have fun with my friends and do things like that. So.
And lacrosse. So lacrosse doesn't get enough shout outs.
Absolutely. It's huge in St. Louis though.
Yeah, well, and I never played. I was baseball, football, but the generation before there wasn't lacrosse.
Exactly. Yeah.
But in the current play, there's some characters that are lacrosse players. Because I had lacrosse students, and I was like, let's do that.
Yeah.
Well, there's lacrosse characters. That's not saying much.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It becomes important. I know.
You've been
it's
telling everyone on the show.
Well, it's the oldest. It's the oldest sport in North America, though.
Is it really?
It's a Native American sport. Yeah.
I did not know that. So, that is really interesting.
So it's
telling everybody.
They used to play the games for days on end.
No, I could see it.
Crazy.
In sports that. All right, fair enough. All right, I think that's all it is. I think it's time for us to everybody spin. All right, so we lose this. And you take a big old spin. Okay. And we're going to either play tensies, throw cheese balls in each other's mouth, blow bubbles, play Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Can we just do the cheese balls anyway?
You don't have a choice.
I don't have a choice. No. Oh, man. I really want the cheese balls. I'm really good at that when you go to the restaurant.
Some people really want it. Yeah.
Come on, cheese balls.
Well, I'm good at throwing them in my own mouth, but other people, it's... Oh, you can spin again.
All right.
Almost got poetry for Neanderthals, which has been up too much. I know, I am too.
I've got a poetry thing.
All right, first you are meeting the chalice of cheese. Woo. Yay, the chalice of cheese. All right, so we each get 3, and we try to throw them in each other's mouths.
Okay, so do I just pick this out and throw it?
Yeah, just pick it on out.
You ready?
Yep.
All right, I think I'm gonna go archway.
Yes,
okay,
perfect.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Oh, too hard.
All right, here, we'll switch it off here. All right.
You're
try to do the same thing.
Yep.
No, well. See, I was thinking long, and I went too short.
All right, you ready? A little less now. Oh, I was so close.
And I even dropped it. Oh, my gosh. Okay, here we go.
Hold on.
All right, we got this. I think if we spent any time at lunchtime, we'd be like, we can do it over the shoulder, over the back. Oh, what is with us today?
I feel like the ball is really big.
Yeah, this is a different brand than we've used in the past.
We need to get like the smaller ones. Oh, he's so good.
All right,
it's like he's done this before.
I'm a child at heart.
Oh man!
I went a little longer than I should have, but not enough.
I thought I had it that time. Oh well.
No.
5-second rule.
That's right, at least. All right, depending on the food, that can go into a minute. It can go 5-second rule can be anything. All right, we usually put this back to have this
nice ambiance,
epic look we have here on the show. All right,
got the feng shui going.
So, did you already bring up all the cool pictures about the Cheez-Its and everything?
Cheese balls.
Cheese balls. There it is. Just to have them up there.
I already did.
I'm so disappointed in myself right now.
I did
well,
I'm usually so confident in that.
I think, and we were.
Cheese balls.
I'm glad you got one. I'm very glad you got one.
Right. Well, and we were both good. That last throw, I didn't even have height. So it does me.
It's all good.
All right. Yeah, I'm disappointed too.
Ready?
Let's go to school. Yes, we're going to listen to history, which I think I already asked you a little bit. I may jump in with some of these other questions too. Let's see.
School is
Well,
cool.
we know you've been here for 2 years, which it seems like longer. Like you were part of the community.
Trying to
Like
be.
it wasn't just like, who's that guy?
Yeah. Hit the ground running.
And so where did you taught Bayless? What was the subject you taught at Bayless?
So I have a weird history of things because I am
Cool.
I am certified to teach history, math, and then a lot of computer science and robotics classes.
Wow.
So and business. Yeah.
Wow.
So I have a lot of certifications, which is very strange. I originally thought that I would be a social studies teacher. I thought I would be high school social studies.
Yes.
And then when I was student teaching, my principal that I was working with was like, "Hey, how about 7th grade math?" And I was like, "Okay." So I went and got certified in math because that was my secondary thing. Anyway,
Right.
math. So,
Okay. Right.
So I was interested in doing that, and it just worked out. So I ended up teaching middle school math for 5-6 years, and then one day came to me and said, "Hey, how about robotics?" And I was like, "Sounds good to me."
Well, I can see the connection there.
You mean I could teach math all day, or I could build robots all day?
Right.
I'm gonna build robots all day.
Yes, exactly.
So that's
Which
exactly
is still
what happened.
connected with math, really.
It really is. It's all math focused
Yeah.
for sure. But that was the general gist of everything.
Yeah.
A lot of ups and downs for sure. A lot of twists and turns. And then my family moved to Fenton a couple years ago, and I knew that I wanted my kids to come to Rockwood, and all of a sudden there was an opening for a computer science teacher in the same classes that I was already teaching, and I was like, sounds good. I mean, it's the same
that's
curriculum
so
even here
cool.
that I was over there. So,
Really? Oh, see, that makes it easy because
Yeah,
that
so-
first
oh,
is like, what?
Yeah, so what I've been teaching now, the robotics class, I've been doing this for 6 years now.
Yeah. Well, and I'll just have to. I'm the opposite. I can teach theater and theater.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know, sometimes you just do what you can do.
Yeah, but once you're in theater, you're good to go.
Well, and the main thing is, usually when you get there, what curriculum do they teach? Probably nothing, or something pretty poor.
Fun fact: I taught theater for half a semester as a long-term sub. So
You've done everything.
Was
that a Bayless too?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
long-term sub my first year. So I taught theater and public speaking and all that stuff. Yeah. So
That is awesome. That is awesome. So you're Renaissance man.
a little bit.
That's all there is to it. Yeah. All right. So I was going to say, let's see. You were recently nominated for one of the DCM awards.
I was, yeah.
Yes.
About that, yeah.
That is really cool, which
That's
is
always really
Discover, Connect, Make a Difference,
Yep.
but where a student puts you up
Yep.
and says they're an awesome teacher.
And that was a really, really great thing. It's awesome when it's great when a teacher says you're great or a principal says you're great, but when a student goes out of their way to fill out a form for a teacher,
It's completely different.
it just melts your heart, man. It just takes everything out of it and just says, "Oh, like that's right. Like these kids are great. And
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm here with them." So
And well, in almost always, the best students just give back to you all the time.
yeah,
Yeah, you don't need that, but it never hurts to have the little award. What you want to do is collect those up,
yeah.
as you probably already have. But I've got a folder of the best of the
couple
best.
of
You're
them,
like,
yeah.
oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I had an impact because I know that student had an impact on me. They all do. And so when you hear back, it's very cool.
It is,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's part of the job. Makes you feel good. So
All right. That's a story I want to do at the end, I think. So, high school history teachers.
yeah.
You mentioned those on here. Do you have great stories, or did they, really move you, or is that why you think you teach now?
Well, I think that was the plan. I had a high school history teacher that was like, "Hey, you're not doing so hot in this class. Maybe you should, listen to the things that I'm telling you to do to take notes well and read, and here's some strategies that can work for you." And I had some teachers that really went out of their way to make sure that they knew that they found ways that I could be successful in their classroom.
Right.
Well, it was the only honors class that I was in.
They obviously knew you could be
Yeah,
successful, and
so,
they're like,
yeah.
"So why aren't you?"
Yeah. So they specifically went out of their way to help me with that, and that was
That is
So,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah,
so I
to be
really-
recognized and to be pushed. The most difficult thing with middle school, I think, is the excellence. Like the thing I always get. How'd the scene go? We got all our lines right.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
care.
not, yeah.
I really don't care. I'm not. Was it inspiring?
Yeah.
Did you blow yourself away? Was it awesome? Was there
Did you make your
challenging
grandma
part?
cry?
Right. Exactly. Or laugh.
Yeah.
Or, confuse them even, as long as you did it
Exactly.
without just saying words is key. Yes, definitely. All right. So let's see. We have, I want to save one last story. But let's jump to survey. Yes, we do a quick little survey, and I just ask you about things. We start with this. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Love it.
You like
Love
it or hate
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
All right.
Love it. Got it.
So I have to hit the plus. All right, so they came to new things. Oh my gosh, the first one fits this perfectly. Do you like or dislike history?
I like history.
That's cool.
You know that question about the Roman Empire, and they're like, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's a huge TikTok thing about they go up
Oh,
to
I
a
gotta
guy
look
and
at
say,
that.
how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And
Yeah.
it's like all these guys are like, oh, like every day. Yeah, like, oh yeah, I think about
That is
like
wild.
Rome, how they built the roads.
Yeah. Oh, and there is a ton.
Yeah,
And did they do the aqueducts?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So it's funny. It's like, so yeah.
I have to see that.
Yeah,
I have
sometimes
to
my wife will look at me and like, did you think about the Roman Empire today? I'm like,
like,
twice.
yes.
A few times.
All right, and 80s music thoughts?
80s music. Okay, ready for this?
I'm ready.
Metal, 80s metal,
Right?
down.
Really? Okay.
80s,
And I could
80s.
see that.
80s pop and new wave and everything.
Yes.
Big yes.
Awesome,
Hard yes.
yes.
So Talking Heads and everything like that.
Oh yeah, Talking
big
Heads,
yes,
Peter
yeah.
Gabriel,
Oh, yes.
Erasure,
Big yes
Depeche
over there.
Mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
So big yes on that.
Very cool.
But 80s metal, not so much.
It's pretty poppy.
Mhm.
Yeah. I always, the joke, and I saw a meme recently of the opening of Crazy Train, the song.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then it's like dark or exciting,
yeah.
and then the bottom's like Barbie.
Yeah.
Because it's da-da.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Anyway, old movies. Like them or hate them?
Love them.
do too.
Akira Kurosawa is a Japanese filmmaker
All right.
from the 1950s, mostly known for some famous movies. He's my favorite director, and he made a movie called Seven Samurai.
Oh,
which
okay.
is what
I know
George-
of it. But
which is what George Lucas used to learn
Dude.
all of his filmmaking techniques for Star Wars,
right.
which is what I care about. So
Very
yes.
cool.
But I think that Citizen Kane is overrated.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
It's way.
I think Citizen
It was more the techniques they were doing
Yeah.
than the story, I think, because you're kind of like,
Yeah.
it's a great shot,
yeah.
but man,
I won't ruin it right now. but
say
still,
anything
yeah.
that's fun. Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. It's been
Not that it's been out for 100 years. but-
right, exactly. But it is definitely overrated.
Yeah.
There's a million other ones I will
Yeah.
mention. Pie, love it or hate it?
Real talk, pie is way better than cake. I'm a
How many times that's one of my big questions
Yeah.
right there.
cherry pie.
Oh,
Cherry pie is greater than apple pie in my opinion.
I agree.
Pumpkin pie, I can love it or hate it depending on the situation. But I will take pie over cake,
Fruit
especially
pies
if
are-
there's ice cream with it or something like that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
more, love it.
Oh,
Mhm.
we're right.
Ice
in
cream
line.
cake is very good. Ice cream cake is very good.
Yeah, there's
But there's a time and a place for it, and it's at a 12-year-old's birthday party.
Right. I like baked Alaska. It's kind of an ice cream cake.
Yeah,
That's epic. That's about as good as the cake go for me. All right, and Chinese food. Love it or hate it?
That's a good question. I would say that I really enjoy more on the Japanese side and not the Chinese
Okay.
side of things, I would say.
I can see that.
So I
yeah.
enjoy like hibachi grills and things like that.
Mhm.
I enjoy a good ramen place as
Gotcha.
well, but not so much on like, the generalized American orange chicken and stuff like
Right.
that, General Tso's chicken, stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'll get it, when we
Yeah,
order it.
I won't turn it down, but
yeah, I
it's
won't
not what
turn
you
it down.
choose.
It's not something I actively go out and get,
Interesting.
so.
Very cool. All right,
So,
superhero
I
movies.
guess I'm down.
Oh, count a thumbs down. Or in-
Superhero movies,
Mhm.
critical here. Thumbs down.
Yeah, and
Thumbs down.
I'm a different generation, and I think all the superhero stuff is utterly boring.
And I want to tell you this right now. Superhero comic books, thumbs up.
Very cool.
Yes, there are some very, very good comic book runs of the X-Men and of Avengers and things like that.
And the
that are
stories,
very
are
good,
the
yes.
intricate story.
Yeah, much better, yes. Personally. But that's
Right.
because I'm a big old nerd.
And the 90s.
Yeah.
90s.
Oh, absolutely.
totally.
Yeah.
Because
So-
80s, we did not have the same type.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
it wasn't. Mm-mm. Rain, love it or hate it?
Rain, I love watching rain and the smell of rain and all those things.
Yeah.
So I would say yes, but I hate it when it rains for too long because I have 2 dogs and they go in the backyard and they're just covered in mud.
Right.
And they just turn into chocolate Labradors as soon as they're out there, man. It's just running around.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes. And then you got to get the towel out. It's always me getting the towel out.
Right.
It's just like,
and then the towel is soggy by the next time they go out.
Right.
And, yeah.
So if I don't have to deal with the dogs, rain is up.
Totally good.
Yes.
And I'd go summer rain, yes. Winter rain, meh.
I think I agree with you. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike rain. I like variety.
Mhm.
But when it's like now, hey, let's do gray for a week and a half.
Yeah,
I'm kind of like, I can have a break.
Yeah.
Sun is part of the break. Awesome. We got one more thing for you.
Okay.
This is the this or that.
Love it. So I'll put this one back.
Yep.
Okay.
I've obviously made these indestructible. The first ones were not. Everything's that's metal, and this came in a 16-pack because all the other ones broke. It was all Kira's fault.
Okay.
Totally. No, not at all. No, we've had bad experiences. I was trying to make these cool things. It just didn't. What? Oh, pet peeve. It was my pet peeve. It was pet peeve.
Big pet peeve. Big pet peeve.
There's a person who's a pet. Yeah.
Sound of the hands on a balloon.
Oh. Yes. Yes. I don't think anybody likes that.
I'm fine with nails on chalkboard. It's the rubberiness.
Well, and the key is that
or latex gloves.
there's no chalkboards anymore. So
Yeah.
Like
Styrofoam.
rubbing together.
Anyhow.
interesting. They're all in the same family, but there's a subtle difference in all those. All right, here we go. Do you like this or that? Mountains or beaches? I have a guess.
Oh yeah. Where's the beaches at? Yeah. Give me.
All right.
Where are we at?
See, I'm totally mountains.
Do I get the point? Or what?
This is mountains and that is beaches. So you want that?
That.
Yep. There we go. All right. Would you rather work alone or on a team?
I think that I would prefer to work on a team, so it would be that again,
Mhm.
right? And only because it means that I can spread out the work and I don't have as much to do.
Right.
And
Exactly.
and I will tell you this: when I was younger, I definitely wanted to work more on my own. But now that I'm older, I'm like, heck no! Like, give me a team.
Right.
Let's spread
Let's
this.
do some delegation.
You do this aspect. You do this back. As
Right.
soon as you're adults and everybody's responsible for stuff, it's a little bit different than.
Right. Well, and I also, you
one student
also,
carrying a whole project.
like in a band, if the band clicks, you're like, group is awesome.
Group is great.
And if somebody's weak or causes any
Yeah, it
friction,
turns
it's like
into
by
Turns into
myself.
Simon and Garfunkel situation.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
really quick. And
One guy
every
did all the
band
work.
does.
Yeah, yeah.
They start out as a cohesive group,
Yeah.
and then 10 years later, they're going,
Yeah.
and he sucked the whole time. All right. Acting or tech? If you were in a play, would you rather be an actor or a technician?
I have been a technician, but I think I would rather be an actor.
Gotcha.
I would,
Very cool.
I would much rather act. I think teaching is a lot of acting as well.
Oh, it is.
Especially when I'm not feeling great or I'm having a bum day, I still got to be happy for all my kids.
Right.
You know, I
Exactly.
got to push through all that stuff. It's not their fault that
Yeah.
I'm bumming.
That's
So I think a lot of the acting comes with that. I enjoy the theatrics of it all.
of
for
it all.
sure.
Right.
But I also like I'm good. I'm good at the tech side, but I enjoy the acting side
Right.
and the
right.
performance side.
Well,
So,
and that'd be more a stretch for you as far as I already work doing the
Yeah.
tech. So why don't I do that? Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're animated. You're a fun person. So it's not like you want to,
I don't
and
get
you-
why people aren't animated. Like,
some people just aren't. Some people just
I
aren't.
guess so.
Love them all though, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody, right? All right. Pen or pencil? What would you rather use?
I will use where's pencil? That
That?
a Dixon Ticonderoga.
That's very specific.
The world's best pencil, Dixon Ticonderoga. Nice
Very
sharpened. Oh,
Oh, the
not
best.
much better.
The
Yeah.
best.
Mhm.
I-
And if you can get the black ones too, those are really good.
Those okay. All
Dixon
right.
Ticonderoga,
So
the
I've got to
conceptual
try.
ones.
I think I've had one before.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't
Like,
know that I
you got
experienced
your little
it
universal
properly.
ones back over there, but you got to get the
Yeah.
lighter colored.
Well,
Yeah.
and this is all I've been
Yeah.
going through lately. The,
those ones are good. The little
felt tip pens?
Yeah, felt tip pens. Those
Oh
are good.
my gosh,
Yeah,
that and the
I enjoy
yellow
those,
pad.
yeah.
So that's where I've been lately, but
Yeah.
it changes.
Markers
Year
are good
from
too.
now.
I enjoy markers.
Yeah, which this is like
It's a hybrid, yeah.
between exactly. We're thinking exactly like.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how would you like your eggs, scrambled or fried?
That's the this or that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess if I have to pick one, I will take scrambled.
Okay.
Only because that is like the family recipe of scrambled eggs. Like that's the pass down of like, here is the ratio of cheese to egg to
Oh.
da 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 da
And
da
it's
da.
perfect.
Here are the plates that I've got the plates that my grandpa used for eggs and
Oh,
everything. So,
very
yeah,
cool.
eggs is a big deal in my family.
I
So
love
like,
eggs.
yeah. So like my wife's just like, you make the eggs. You just go do that. It's like
She's
thank
totally
you.
fine
Thank
probably
you.
with you
Thank
taking
yes,
that over.
yeah. So,
Very cool. Very cool. And individual or team sports?
as a younger person, team sports for sure was what I was doing. Nowadays, it's all about the individual sports. It's about the golf. It's about the bike riding and the running and So all of that stuff is more doable, I guess.
Yeah,
as
it's
an
very
older
hard to
adult.
get adults together.
Yeah,
to
I
do-
love.
yeah.
I mean, if we can get a volleyball team together or something like that, I love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's just less
But it's just harder
practical
to
and
do
doesn't
when you
happen
have
as
3
much.
kids and are teaching.
Oh, it
full-time.
absolutely does. Yeah.
So it's easier to find that time.
But you
for
really like
stuff.
both.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
It's just
That's
in
what-
reality,
yeah.
it's more individual sport.
Yeah, I like competing against others, and I like competing against myself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, myself is a big part of it,
Mhm.
no matter what the team does.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, did I do better this game? than I
Right.
did
Just
last?
like we had the cheese ball fiasco.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just embarrassing
Cheese
for both
ball.
of us. I think we're better than that.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, good move there. And would you rather drive a car or a truck?
I have a very large SUV, which is very close to a truck.
Yeah.
And I have enjoyed that a lot more than I think so I guess truck then or that. But yeah, I think that's the next goal is that my next vehicle would probably be some type of truck, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, only because I'm
Which is kind of where I'm
a
going
very
too.
large man. And so
when you
so
get a little car, like,
shoving myself into a Toyota Camry is
Yeah.
not the easiest thing in the world to do.
right.
So-
or even smaller.
Yeah, or even smaller. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I had a Chevy Malibu was my car previously, and that was a little tight fit for me.
Yeah.
So
right.
and so I switched to a bigger SUV.
Well, and the main thing is, I think it used to be a little different to say car or truck because trucks had a one bench seat and
Yeah.
no room, and now you basically get the front of an
You basically
SUV with
get
a
a whole
trunk bed.
car. Yeah,
you really do. So
I could fit all 3 car seats in a truck if I needed to.
right,
So,
right,
yeah.
exactly.
So nowadays, but yeah, I would say probably truck.
That is awesome. That is awesome. You're a great interview, by the way. I can take that back because we
Absolutely.
have one more thing. I want to hear talking about a dinner mother made one time where you had cheesy chicken with broccoli,
Mhm.
and it's a legendary family
This
story.
is a legendary family story.
Wanna
of the
hear it,
cheesy
wanna
chicken
hear it.
with broccoli. So my mother, first off, I'm going to preface this really quickly.
Yeah.
My mother is a wonderful baker. She makes very, very good cookies
Gotcha.
and very, very good sweets. My mother is a terrible cook. Terrible.
Gotcha.
We have had many times with undercooked chicken or
my.
pasta dishes that were a little too wobbly in the middle somewhere.
right.
So we had a dinner a long time ago where my mom said, I'm going to make the main dish, but I don't think she told anybody what the main dish was going to be.
Yeah.
And she said, everybody bring sides.
Okay.
So my sister and my brother-in-law, they brought cheesy broccoli as a side,
Gotcha.
as you would if you're
Yeah.
going to have like, a nice,
Sure.
the pork steak or something too with going along with the cheesy broccoli next to it. So we got cheesy broccoli over here, right? And then my mom brings out the main dish, and it is chicken with cheesy broccoli inside of it. So we
Perfect.
just had cheesy broccoli and
With
cheesy
the
broccoli
side of
chicken.
cheesy
with
broccoli.
chicken, yeah.
With
So
some chicken.
yep.
Yes.
And so we have never let her live that down of just whenever we have a dinner or something goes wrong, we're just like, oh, cheesy broccoli.
Cheesy broccoli.
Cheesy broccoli chicken. So, yep. So, I mean, yeah, we've had just like all kinds of situations where,
Yeah.
or
Well-
just very plain cooking of like no seasonings, no nothing. It's like, oh, I baked chicken. It's like, oh, you just put the chicken in the oven.
In the
Yeah, you
oven,
did
right.
nothing to it.
Well done.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
That's hilarious.
she's the kind of person that boils a pork steak. It's like,
goes to the isn't
what
that
are we doing here?
the British way?
Yeah,
I mean,
what are we
just
doing
boil
here?
it. We're
What
not
are we doing
sure.
here?
Put it in water and
yeah, it seems ridiculous to me.
that's awesome.
So-
And I just love family stories like that.
Oh,
When you have
absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
My sister
Love you, Mom.
Yeah. My sister once made a lasagna, and you do the layers. I say that as I have no idea what you do, but you do
There are
a layer
layers
of
to
this, layer of this,
lasagnas,
yes,
yes.
and then the noodle, and she forgot the noodles on like 3 layers. Just trying to shove some on there. Just pushing most of the food
So
to
it's
the
a deep
left
dish
side
pizza.
of the.
It's a deep dish pizza.
Yeah, exactly,
It's a Chicago
exactly.
style pizza. Yeah.
Yep, it was. So there's always great stories like that. We never forget those things. All
Oh
right.
my goodness.
Well, I think that's it. This has been fantastic. Great.
This
interview.
has been fantastic.
We'll have
Thank
to
you so
have
much
you
for
on
having me.
again. It's
Absolutely.
super fun.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm sure a lot of people want to watch your episode because you're so entertaining.
I would be happy to see that.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Cool.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I think we'll be doing some more stuff together.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
capacity. Yeah, I guess we could.
We could shout out the tech crew.
No,
I
you
mean,
guys did an excellent job.
They did
well
some work,
done.
I'm sure. Yeah. It's an input. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Awesome. So, everybody, don't forget every Sunday. I still need to be on here. Still need.
Every Sunday.
There
Every
you go.
Sunday.
Every Sunday at 4 p.m. You can watch another episode of Squawk Talk. Maybe not as awesome as Mr. Ball's episode, but it's still going to be awesome. So check it out next time on everybody. Squawk Talk. Talk. Catch you next.